Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ketan and today we will be learning how to manage state in Flutter using Provider. So here I have a basic counter application which you get when you create a new Flutter project. I have separated out the code in different files and the home page lies over here in the screens folder, and I have installed the Provider package. So now we will create a new folder. I will name that providers, and inside that I'll create a new file which will be named counter underscore provider dot dart. So let's import material dot dart over here, and now I'll be creating a new class which I'll name counter, and then get access to the change notifier with this mixin. Now I'll create a private variable named underscore count and initialize it to 0, and then create a getter to get access to the private variable outside the class. I will now create a method for incrementing the counter. So void increment, and I'll increment the counter by typing in underscore count plus plus and then notify listeners. The notify listeners will notify the objects about the changes that are made. In this case, we are incrementing the counter. Now in the main.dart, I'll add change notifier provider as a parent to the material app. The change notifier has a create parameter, and inside that parameter, we'll be mentioning the class which we created just now. The change notifier provider listens to the change notifier and exposes those changes to the widgets down in the hierarchy and rebuilds the widget whenever the notify listeners is called. So in the home page, I am getting rid of all the comments, and now I'll wrap the text widget with the consumer widget. In the consumer widget, we have a builder property which has a context, a class object, and the widget. We also have to specify its type, which will be the counter class in this case. So I'll write here counter, and in the value I'll also type counter, and now I'll return the text widget. And then I'll type in counter, which has an access to the count variable. Now I'll do the same thing in the floating action button. In the onPressed property, I'll call the increment function. Now let's restart the application, and you can see that it works perfectly. In most cases, you may need to have multiple providers. So to do that, in place of change notifier here, I'll type in multiple provider. Multiple provider. This has access to to the providers, and we can type in change notifier provider here. And similarly, in the create function, let's call the class counter here. Now let's restart, and again it works perfectly. There's another way of doing this instead of using consumer widget again and again. So that is by using context.watch to the place where you want to listen to the changes on the model, and context.read where you want to return the model without listening for any changes. So in the text widget, I have written context.watch and specified its type again, and get access to the count variable and convert it into string. And in the onPressed function, I'll write context.read so that it doesn't rebuild whenever the increment function is called, and then specify its type and get access to the increment function here. Let's restart the app and see if it works. And again, it works flawlessly. So with both the methods, that is the context.watch and context.read, you can get access to the increment function and the count value anywhere in the app. So that is it for this video. Consider subscribing the channel. If you have any doubts or queries or any suggestion of a new video, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.